So pollution causes poverty. Just this week, the EPA under the Trump administration has said that they will not be considering American lives when regulating air pollution, right? The particulate matter that comes from air pollution has been quantified to literally kill millions of people, right? Literally giving lung disease to children as though they smoked a pack a day. There's tons of studies linking prenatal pollution exposure and literally lower adult wages. There are so many studies that show that industrial pollution exacerbates poverty in the United States. It disproportionately affects low-income communities, leading to poorer health, lower educational attainment, reduced job productivity, and decreased property values. Creates this vicious cycle. Of course, historic racism has a huge part in this, right? That influences where these polluting factories are built. Republicans have used this for a long time, pitting jobs versus pollution, as though you can only have jobs if you have pollution, and you won't have any pollution, but then there won't be any jobs, right? But that's so not true. Look at places like California. We have a crap ton of jobs and way less pollution than the southern Republican states, where there's tons of manufacturing and there are less jobs and more poverty, right? Because pollution causes poverty. When industrial factories have less regulations, they don't create more jobs. They only line the pockets of the factory owners, many of whom aren't even in the United States, right? A lot of factories are owned by Chinese and Taiwanese and people abroad. Not even Americans. Studies demonstrate that industrial facilities are often intentionally sited in communities of color and low-income areas, creating environmental burdens that compound existing economic inequalities. Trump has destroyed the EPA, and the very few and inadequate regulations we had on industrial polluters is that this will just make it worse. A lot of Democratic states already have strong pollution laws, and so they don't need to rely on the EPA's regulations in order to keep their citizens alive. But a lot of states don't. And it's those states and those places that voted heavily Trump that will suffer the worst consequences of this and keep them in a cycle of poverty.